What's up, everybody? Well, on a podcast now, I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to give you all the sales update for Silent Hill 2 Remake. I don't know if anybody is saying, like, oh, are you getting tired of saying how good Silent Hill is doing? But regardless if they are or if they're not, I'm really happy about it. I constantly say it, but we get another update that's really, really good. So Silent Hill 2 Remake has hit 2.5 million sales. Again, this is up from, I believe, the thing last year, right, was 1 million in less than a week. So obviously, I mean, it's done quite well, a 1.5 million after that first week, I guess. I think this comes directly from them, that Silent Hill series has shipped over 10 million copies. I thought the number was closer to 13, and you could say, well, Alex, 10, 13, that's not that big of a difference. Well, I feel like when you're playing around in those still not like legendary numbers, I mean, this is not a thing that's like 50, 60, 70 million. I feel like 10 to 13 is actually quite a big jump. So I don't know where the 13 came from, but I always assumed that was the number, but I guess it's 10 million. What that means, though, by the way, it actually, I think, it would illustrate that Silent Hill is also back and bigger than ever, just like we constantly are saying. It would mean that even more because, I mean, 2.5 million is already a quarter, right? So Silent Hill 2 Remake sold a quarter of the entire franchise already. And I believe Silent Hill 2 was like a big seller as well. So Silent Hill 2 Remake does a quarter, and then Silent Hill F does a million in a day, right? So Silent Hill F also does probably, right, I mean, it's probably more than 10%, right? That's maybe at 15-ish% of also the entire franchise. So combined, you're looking at probably 30 to 40% of the entire franchise's sales are, and I think that is important, but you could say, wow, those are just numbers. Silent Hill 2 Remake, Silent Hill F, 30, 35, 33, let's say that, a third of the entire franchise's sales are the last two games that have come out in the last year, by the way. I don't know how you can say that it's not back. And by the way, whenever I say that, sometimes I'll leave this part out, but I just want to throw this in just in case, you guys are watching, and I think I've built up an okay Silent Hill group. It's not saying you can't have any negatives to say. I'm not saying, like, hold back all criticism. You're not allowed. I welcome that stuff. If you notice, I don't police comments or delete almost anything. I know that Silent Hill F was a split game. Not everybody loved it. Same thing with Silent Hill 2 Remake. I know not everybody loved that either, but I think you can separate those things. I think you can criticize what they're doing and maybe want differently or want something better, quote unquote, right? But you also, I think, do have to separate that and to say, well, just because I don't like it, Silent Hill isn't back. No, I think there is a separation there where you can have your opinion on the games, but then, like, in terms of sales and, like, the market, I think it's very difficult to say that Silent Hill, number one, isn't back. And also, like, couldn't you probably argue this is the strongest the franchise has ever been? That might be tough to say, but I think I would go there. I really would, because, again, like, a third of the sales is in the last year. Townfall's next year, right? Silent Hill 1 Remake is coming. They'll do another original Silent Hill game. Like, it is in a very healthy spot. Even maybe it's not in a perfect spot, in terms of quality and what everybody wants, but in terms of, like, is it as strong as it's ever been, or maybe even stronger than that? Yeah, I think so. I don't really know what else it could do unless you wanted to sell like 5, 6, 7 million units. But as we've talked about, and as I think many know, I mean, really, these survival horror games, they do struggle. The only one, Resident Evil, right? Resident Evil is capable of 10 plus each game, and obviously can do absolutely incredible numbers. Silent Hill's not there. Silent Hill, I guess the entire franchise of Silent Hill could probably have been beaten just from, like, Resident Evil Village, right? So, like, it is hard, but for what they are, I think these last two have obviously done, like, unbelievably well. So I always like to highlight that. It doesn't mean you can't say anything negative. I never want to come across like that, and hopefully I haven't. But I mean, myself personally, I loved both of them, okay? So there's a bit of biasness there, but it's my channel. These are my videos. I really like Silent Hill F. I really like Silent Hill 2 Remake. So I kind of have the thing of, like, well, I do like the direction, and I'm happy about, it selling so well and being back and stronger than ever. So I can kind of have both of those, I guess, selfishly. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.